1.
Oh shit, we're live. Oh god, damn it, what episode are we up to?
76.
76.
76.
76.
So what, how many years?
It was like
Yeah.
a year and a bit, yeah.
Does months sound more impressive?
All right, tonight though, Ringo Fearn,
Yeah, what's
good old buddy, buddy from Capital Court, or Capital, ages and ages ago.
Yeah, man.
It's so good to see you again.
No, I'm excited to be here, man. I've watched it like from the first few days and stuff and seeing what it's come up to the tables with the clips holding them.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
with the
cool,
concrete
man.
floor and
Yeah,
it's just
no,
like
it's getting invited, man. It was sick. Like, no.
it was just like a proper garage, like proper garage.
Yeah, I know. No, it's great.
Yeah, and now it's a studio. Like, so I always start every guest like similar kind of ways, but so how do you get into the music scene? Who do you know? Like, how did we used to hang out at Capital and get wasted together?
Oh man, so to be honest, this is like way back. But when I first started DJing, my mum actually hit me with this, right? She goes, I knew you were going to get into music. Because I was like, okay, so I knew you were going to get into music because when you were a baby, apparently she took me home when I was a kid. I wouldn't sleep and she didn't know why, right? And the nurses would take me out of the room and actually take me to another place so she could sleep. And they would put music on, right? So when she took me home, I wouldn't sleep. And then she called and was like, what the hell? I can't get this kid to sleep. Like you said, it was a dream. And yeah, they had to put music on for me to actually sleep.
Pass out.
So that was like from there on, like till I was about 12, I had to have music on to sleep. And I've just always loved music. And then just getting into it, like just love the culture, man. Love clubs, loved all that. Used to always go out with Trav and all that kind of stuff. And then Trav actually got some controllers and I was like, oh bro, like teach me how to do this.
What controllers and stuff? How long ago was that though? Like, how old were you guys?
2015. So
yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, they're a while back. But yeah, it's like he had the DDJ-SX2s when they were brand new. You got them out like full pricing. They were like,
look them up, Damo.
yeah, I think they were like $2,000 back in the day. Like
fuck, so expensive.
Right? And we'd always watch all the YouTube channels and everything of all the music guys and stuff. Never thought I'd get into music. Like I love music. I would always go to parties and be the guy that would hook the phone up before like all that music and stuff like on the Apple. When
just walk in and be like, I'm doing it.
I'd have the ultimate,
I'm a music guy.
Yeah, man. Like when I had Apple, I'd have the ultimate playlist of like all the songs. Every weekend I reckon I spent easy like $1,500 on music on iTunes.
Fuck.
So if I went to a party, I could be the dude like, here bro, like
yeah, I bought it all.
and I'd play all the tunes and I never actually noticed I was doing it, but I used to love it. And then I went to Trav's house and he had these decks and I was like, bro, like teach me how to use this plain looking controller because this looks so foreign. And yeah, Trav's a great teacher. His job is teaching people and stuff. So he was just real patient, just showing me how to do stuff. And then
really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Trav, like really?
He trains people, bro, for like the mines and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying with DJing. I'm like,
no,
wait a minute, like, whoa.
Yeah, no, so just from that culture, he's just so good at actually
teaching and stuff. Yeah.
From there, man, like every weekend we'd just get drunk and he'd just show me everything. Like, you know, this is how you beat match, this is how you do that. And then I couldn't afford controllers back then. I could have like apprentice kind of thing, like, you know. And then from there, a friend of his living in Gosnell was like, we used to have like a dome in Gosnell, like dome days, and they used to all get like absolutely fucked up. And I'd go into this dude's room, he had controllers, CDJ-SXs as well, and he had it hooked up to a big screen, and I would sit there for hours on end just practicing, just practice, because I couldn't get controllers, or I could have, I just had no money. So I'd sit there practicing for hours, and then I went to Trav's house after doing that for like a couple of weeks, and we had a session. He's like, bro, like what the fuck, man, like you've really improved. And then from there we started going Capital. We would always go to Capital, and we
good old Capital days.
Yeah, man. And so Trav used to always go there with his ex-partner, and they would actually buy Anton a drink every time. And then Anton and Andre actually knew him, which it was crazy to me, like it's like small world. And one night we actually went there, and actually I was like, Anton, like, Anton's like the king of Capital, like the king of Perth, kind of thing.
Disco.
Yeah, so I went up and bought him a drink, and he's like, thanks bro. And I don't know why I was drunk, like my go-to, I was like, no worries bro, like it's my birthday. And then he was like, bro, you gotta come on stage. And yeah, it turns out he knew a friend because I put a Snapchat up, and he was like, oh man, like tell Anton you know me. And then Anton's like, dude, come downstairs. So from that, like I was on stage, like first time ever, like this is awesome, like this is this shit I've always
And then
wanted
straight
to do.
downstairs and being like,
Yeah,
this
well,
is the VIP room.
Yeah, because it's like you know people I know, bro, come chill downstairs with me. I'm like, oh my god, a green room, a fucking green room. Yeah, so like that was like, yeah, I felt like Hollywood, like that was cool. And then talking to Anton, like he's just a good guy, like a really good guy, and we just clicked and we'd talk about music. And then I ended up going there, like he'd be like, bro, like, you ever want to come here? Hit me up in the DMs and I'll let you and your friends in. Like we'll, party and talk and
Just
I'd
hang
go down.
out.
Yeah, and for weeks, months, and that's how I met you through Andre and stuff. Like we'd just chill and annoy Talia on stage.
Yeah, that's it. And get in trouble.
Get in trouble all the time. But I'm like, I'm here to DJ.
Yeah.
And then from there, so what happened was I was actually chilling on stage and I said to Anton, like, teach me. Guru man, teach me everything you know. So he'd be like, bro, if you come here at 10 when we open, come down and we can talk, you can have a go. And it's actually funny, I used CDJs once, I think, like wasn't really because I couldn't afford them, didn't have them.
Yeah.
Like,
well, who can afford them though in a way? Like back then, well, it's still even now. It's like 12 grand a set, like 10 grand a set.
Yeah, I know.
It's a car. Like.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's a mortgage on a house.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I would go down and I'd watch him and he'd be like, this is how you do that. And I'm like, oh, it's pretty similar, a bit different, but pretty similar. And I specifically remember one time I got there at 10 and he's like, oh, bro, I just got to go for a smoke. Can you hold the decks? And I was like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I can.
No practice, man. He's just left. I'm just done. I was like given like 50 people there, not many, but I was like on stage like, oh, crap. I'm like,
main stage capital.
Yeah, I was just mixing. That's just what he did, man. Like he'd just drop you in the deep end. Like he did it with a friend of mine, Win, as well.
Yeah, Maddie.
Yeah.
And she's gone so far now these days.
Because she started, I reckon I'd say a year before me, but she was still quite fresh. And she was telling me, she said the first time she went to Capital, he actually pulled her up on stage and he was like, oh, can you just cover it for a second? She'd never really used CDJs live before. And she like, that was just what Anton did. Like if you supported Anton, he'd support you kind of thing. And yeah, that from there, I was like, I need to learn how to use these because this is what clubs
use.
Entry for clubs kind of thing. And yeah, that's how it all started. And then just networking like all the way through.
Well, that's it. It was just so much fun back in the day.
Yeah.
Like back then, it was just like honestly the time of my life, the time of your life, time of everyone's life.
You
like
think it's never going to end?
No, that's it. And then it ended, which is so shit. Like every Saturday until 4 a.m, 5 a.m, Capital just hanging out, just having beers and going down the green room and doing some fun stuff and doing everything, like just having a good time.
No,
like
I know. And it was just week on week. Like sometimes I go down by myself. Sometimes I bring friends, and you bring them down to the green room. You're not allowed to.
Like, we get in trouble for it, and we still hang around. Like,
where's your wristbands?
That's it.
And then he used the old, Anton.
And like I remember back in the day as well. Like I used to like tape my wristband back onto my wrist or staple it.
I change it every week, and I always thought of doing that.
Yeah. Well, for a period of time, they just had the white ones.
Oh yeah.
And I just like literally just staple the white one back onto my wrist. So it was like, and just walk straight in. Like, I'm playing. I'm not really playing. I'm here to hang out with Death Disco though.
Well, you know the one that used to get me, right? So I used to go, we weren't allowed on stage, like, and I understand, like, you know, like they're trying to keep the safety and stuff, and Tali as well. Like Tali, I would hear out the corner of my ear, like, get the fuck off stage.
Well, that's it.
But yeah, I'd go up on stage, and security guards know not to let you on stage, and you'd go around the back. Anton would let you up, and Anton would be DJing. I'd be up on the corner, like doing a thing. Security guard eyes me, right, and they're walking towards me, and Anton sees, grabs a mic and goes, "DJ Ringo in the house," and then the security guard, "Oh, he's a DJ," and then goes back. Every time, man. But you know, I couldn't say any more about Anton. He's just fucking a good bloke.
They're both.
He started my career, and from there, what he used to do too was he'd actually ask me to come down. He'd message me like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, come down. I've got these artists from Sweden that are DJing," and I would go down with them, and I'd just spin yarns with them and just talk to them.
That's
and, like,
it.
Anton would just give me drinks, and I'd just talk to these dudes. And he just kept doing it and doing it. I met Tucker that way. I met JCO through doing that.
That's the thing.
Gorilla.
Yeah, because like we were kind of like kind of like artist liaisons almost in a way.
Yeah.
We're not even liaisons, but it's just like, you know, whilst they're up on stage, we just hang out and it's like, yeah, you seem you're pretty cool. You're from Melbourne. Yeah, come have a beer with us.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and like the people like you and I we'd go down and just talk to anyone. Like, I don't care who or what anyone is. Like, I'll talk to anyone down there. But you get the some like DJs, and they're like, you know, like,
that's it. They're just little segregated groups, almost kind
and
of.
You'd be like, bro, like, how you doing, man? It's like, oh, I don't know you, kind of thing. Like, but the culture downstairs, and then also when the Edison opened up as well, like the bar staff through there and stuff, and everyone was just good friends. It was a culture. It wasn't like a workplace. It was a friends and culture, and you'd meet people, and yeah, it's like, oh, bro, you know Anton, like, sick, man, like, yeah, let's hang out. Like, it was good, and you'd want to go down. Like, I'd almost go down by myself, or I'd go down with friends and then just leave them. Like, oh, you can't come down. Like, oh, just meet after.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like, all right, we'll see you in 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then, oh man, without doubt, go on stage. And it's like, Alex.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Like, there's just so many memories that we had there. Just everything. Even though it's like, you know, some nights are blurs and we get drunk and we'll do this or we'll do that. It's just like, most nights. But it's still just like, you know, you finish. It's like what I said to you before we started. Like, the number one thing that I missed the most out of the whole lot was just being like, the club would finish, the music would stop, everyone would leave. We're in Capital. We're just hanging out. We're just like, all roll a cigarette. We'll just go out the back and just watch the sunrise.
And you would just network. You would just meet so many people that way and just talk. And well, that's how I started. I got a gig at Sets on the Beach, and how I got gigs through Liquid Culture, because they're cool dudes. Yeah, met them.
Shout out to Pixie and Chris.
Yeah. They're like, they were good friends, and they would come down. They used to play at Prince Lane. And they would come down, and I'd talk to him, and like Pixie and I, like, we'd just talk and yarn for like hours on end, and like Chris would come like, what up? I'd message him like, come down like after your gig, and through them I got a gig in Mandurah at a pub. I can't remember the name of it, but like it was like a residency I was trying to pass over, and the pub actually ended up closing down. It was like free accommodation and all that stuff. I got gigs at like Laneway because of them, Prince Lane, sorry, because of them. Like, it was cool, but like through them, like, yeah, I met Bales, who's the owner of Offworld. I think you might have met him.
Yeah, I think I've met him maybe once or twice. He's also the guy that runs Sets on the Beach as well, right? Did. Used to back in the day.
Palace J Entertainment's has taken over all on that. I think he's stepped back now, but he was Offworlds, and I love house music, but I wasn't like a mad house fan. But Sets on the Beach, like, what other festivals on the beach?
That's it.
And like back in the day, they had a little section on the sand, and you could play like beach volleyball, like getting drunk, listening to awesome songs, playing beach volleyball. I'm like, this is awesome. And yeah, so now I remember one time I went downstairs, and Anton's like, bro, like, want you to be a friend of mine? Because he knew I love Sets, and he's like, this is Andrew Bailey. Like, he runs and owns.
By the way,
he runs and owns Sets on the Beach, Laneway, like all these massive festivals. And yeah, I think I peed a little bit when he.
That's just like, oh my god, it's you run it. Oh my god.
And I just got talking to him, and again, awesome guy. He owns a record shop in Fremantle.
Oh really?
Yeah, he loves his records.
Which record shop do you know?
I can't remember the name. Okay. To be honest. But yeah, he's always run and owned that. So always loved music, and when he actually DJs, he uses turntables. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, like he's
old school.
Yeah, man, and he loves his jazz and stuff. Like, you talking about jazz, be there for days. Like, good.
No shit, it sounds like my kind of dude.
Yeah, like, man. Yeah, he's
I never talked to him about jazz or anything. Like.
Yeah, he's hit him up. But yeah, I met him, and I was like, bro, like, I want to come like work at Sets, right? I was like, I don't care. I don't want to DJ. Like, I would love to, but no, I don't think I'm up to that level. I just want to work there, like tickets, like, you know, bar staff, anything. And then from there, he's like, oh man, like, you should come down. So I went down and got like backstage pass, and met all the people back there, met all the staff, and went from there to every set's chilling out with Bales, and then to working festivals. So I worked Laneway, I worked PR, Pineapple Club, Winterworld, like it was like an ice skating rink one and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I remember hearing about that one. Yeah. Was that the one that had the igloo as well?
Yeah, man. Yeah, like the ice igloo and then slide and stuff.
But wasn't it like the igloo didn't get cold enough or something like that?
I think 1 year, but they fixed it pretty quick.
Yeah.
They had like a full ice machine in there, but like it was run well. But yeah, just going through there, man. Like I would work the doors, or I'd work parking, or anything, because I just love working festivals and music. Like, you feel so important doing it, and it's a real female orientated workplace, and they're always awesome chicks. Like, there's like Claudia and like Jay Lee, who owns Palace J. Like, they just give you the time of day. And like Lana, like she was like the event organizer, and I would just sit at her wing, not getting paid. I would just do it for free, just for fun. And I'd just sit at her side, and she'd be like, "Ringo, do this." Like, "Yep." And I'd shoot off, and it's like, "Ringo, like."
What's the it's the opportunities though, right?
Yeah.
It's like you get to hang out.
Yeah.
Backstage at a festival, doing this and doing that. If just someone needs help, like, yeah, I'll go do that for you. Like, I'm here. Like, why not?
I'd hit her up and be like, I'd probably annoy her so many times. Like, can I come work for free? Just hang out. And so I worked like laneway, like running around doing all that. The best one I ever did was Peach Pit. I was actually, it's weird to say, but I was doing like shift cover. So I was walking around just covering everyone's shifts. So like, it's the chick doing like the silent disco entry, like handing the headsets out. I'd do that for like half hour, and then the headset like, "Ringo, you're here," and I'd run over like just moving everywhere and doing everything. And then laneway, I had to hand out the food for all the artists. That, man, I was like,
that would have been sick, though.
We'll have like little tents at the side of laneway.
Yeah.
Up to each tent, and here's your lunch, and
and that was like sandwiches and stuff like that.
I'm looking at which artist is it.
I was like, oh my god, it's this guy.
The colours.
So like, which artists did you get to meet though from doing that? Like, did you get to be able to go like, here's your sandwiches. Can I come have a beer with you guys?
I wish, man. Like, there was, I can't remember which laneway it was, but there's a few artists I wasn't too sure of. But like, I didn't want to overstep my boundaries.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
Someone sees me and be like, "Why is Ringo here?"
But still, that's sick. That's just. Like, that would have been so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, and so, like, what years was that? Because Sets on the Beach was a while ago, right?
Yeah. So, I think laneway and Sets and all that was, I think, 2016. So a couple of years back now.
Yeah.
Because of all the COVID and stuff, it's kind of stopped and things like that. But like,
that
was the peak time. 2016, 2017. Like, I remember I went to. I'll never forget this. I went to Sets on the Beach, and I was hanging with Yatsul actually, and Crooked Colors again, and I was, prior to that, I was like, I've actually played that year, and then I was up on like the grandstand like thing, right? And I like bunny hopped over someone, and I actually like slit my foot open, like it was like a cheese grater. Like,
really?
I like cut my like.
Like what chunk on there? Just like a bit of like.
Oh, like so it's because it's like a metal grate. It's like a cheese grater on like the where your feet sit.
Fuck.
And as I jumped, my foot slipped back.
Okay.
I went to the first aid, and they were like, "You need stitches." Like, that's how bad it was. And I was like, "No, I'm at Sets."
Yeah, that's it. I'm at Sets.
I'm hanging with Yatsul.
I'm having a good time. Like, don't interrupt this.
You don't interrupt Yatsul. And Justin Jen was there too, man. Like,
really?
It was a good year. And I remember that, so I cut my foot open, went backstage, and sand kind of like clogged it up. There was a bit of blood clot, and I remember, I'll never forget, I went into the like their like tent kind of green room, like shed kind of thing, right? And they're all chilling, and then I think it was one of the Crooked Color boys, Adam, I think his name was. He was just like, "Bro, like, what is wrong with your toe?" I was like, "Oh man, I sliced it open." He's like, "Bro, come." So when you playing at festivals, you as an artist, like a top end artist, you pick what drinks you want. So if you want Grey Goose, you got Grey Goose. You want Kraken, you got Kraken, like kind of thing, right? And Yatsul's choice was, Grey Goose. So like he had 3 bottles of Grey Goose, and he's like, "Bro, you need to like disinfect that hard." So he got a tub out, like Yatsul, like he got his thing out and like poured Grey Goose over my toe to clean it in the green room backstage at Sets on the Beach.
That's rock star shit right there. Man, that's sick.
I'll never forget that. But just times like that, like.
Did you get stitches and stuff after as well though? Like after Sets on the Beach, you go home and then it was like, okay, I need to go to hospital.
Well, yeah. So I went to the doctor the next day, and he's like, "Yeah, the tissue's dead. We're gonna have to cut it off, and you're gonna have a hole in your foot."
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
But it's still pretty nice. Like you can't really tell too bad, but yeah, just stories like that, man. Like you just never do that kind of stuff, and I would always go back and meet a lot of artists, and just from meeting one person at Capitol, I've progressed into doing that and playing at festivals and things like that, like, and
networking. That's really what it is. Like, that's what's so hectic, because it's like, you know, I've said this on the podcast multiple times. It's like, you know, there's so many people in this world now. So many people are alive, and they're all trying to, like, you know, get the right job or do this or do that. But then it's like, if you go out and you just like socialize, network, you don't know where it can take you, what doors it can open, where you can go, and like, you know, playing out and about. It's like, it just happens kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I know. Like, just like the memories, like just networking through and doing it all. Like I had that thing on Instagram.
Pull that up, demo.
Yeah, just like memories like that. Like you just can't beat that. And then, like you said, like just meeting good people and good friends and making good friends, and then networking. That's what Anton always told me. And unintentionally, because you just meet people with a nice person, like, well, wait, you do this, like, bro.
Yeah, that's it. The amount of people that like, which one was it?
The Yatsu one on stage after he poured blue Grey Goose on my foot. Yeah, that one up, right? That one.
Yeah.
And your costume was so good as well.
Yeah, so that was after he put Grey Goose on my foot, and he's like, "Bro, come on stage with me." I was like, "Okay,
all right, yeah, I'll come
like,
on stage
you
with you."
can, like, that's in front of like far out. How many people went to sets? Like
a couple of thousand,
5-10 grand. Like, yeah,
yeah,
crazy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, like chill out. Like, who can, like, you can't make that shit up.
Which is back in the day. And let's see the photo back down there of like Capital on the right. Or that one. Where's that?
No, that's Diplo, man. I was just checking it out.
Wait, was that you? Oh.
No.
Okay,
just
yeah,
front
main stage.
center.
Yeah, but like that.
That one.
Yeah, that's Capital.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah.
That is peak,
Sorry?
That is peak.
Yeah, that was 2016, eh?
Yeah. Capital was always at its peak though. Every Death Disco event, it was always just flat out.
It went hard.
It was just
hard.
It's so much fun.
Oh man, I love the costumes. Like, if I can make people laugh, I'm down. That was actually, I can't remember. Used to say which festival that is.
No, it's
Southbound.
LDR.
No, LDR
yeah, Southbound. So Southbound 3-day thing. It was down in Margaret River, right? And I forgot a jumper because I thought it was going to be hot. It's cooler down there, right? We did had a wine tour on the first day. Well, sorry, it's a Friday night. Hermitude was playing, and I was so cold, right? And then we did a wine tour the next day, and no sold jumpers. We went to like the cow area, like with like Joel
Quarram up,
all my good friends, like Joel and Wine, like I went with them. Like Julie couldn't come, so I was hanging with them. I was like, yeah, we went to this like cow like area, right? And there's a candy shop, and they had a cow suit. And I was like, here's my jumper. So I rocked that for 3 days, and then a photographer got that photo.
So you got that from Candy Cow and Kawarama. That's
man.
awesome.
I was rocking that, fitted perfectly, and just kept me warm the whole time. That was good, eh?
And the thing is, though, people will walk past and be like, "Oh my god, this guy!" Like, right?
Yeah,
it's just
so many photos, man.
Yeah. That's the good thing about like dressing up when you're at a festival or something. It's like the other one where you dressed up as Fear and Loathing Las Vegas. Who's
Andre Thompson?
Yeah, scroll down.
And you know what? Like, it's just the fun part of walking around, right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Walking around with people, and they'll be like, "I see bats."
Yeah,
like,
I see bats. Yeah, that's it.
Get the reference and shit. And
Yeah.
Like, that's again at Capital. So we're throwing out all the balloons and stuff to everyone.
Oh, you mean sets on the beach?
What did I say?
At Capital,
sets on the beach. Sorry.
Yeah.
And that's also Southbound. That you were in the cow outfit.
Yeah, there's a cow outfit. Loving it.
Like a Native American cow.
Yeah. I bought that bad boy. That cost me like $400. Like,
Really?
I'm having this.
What, like the Indian headdress thing? $400.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I think it was the second last day of South because it was a 3-day. I don't do it anymore. Eh? And
after the fire, it kind of stopped.
Yeah, but it was like got $600 left. So I could buy this for 4 or buy drinks with it. I could have something to take home. So
Yeah, right. Buy the headdress.
That's how my mind works.
I still have 200 left over for food to get through.
Whenever I get home, Julia's like, "Do you really need this?" I was like, at the time.
Yeah, and it's like then as soon as you just like take it off, you like unpack it over and you just put it on your mantle.
Yeah, it just sits there.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, yes, I did need that because it's going to stay there now. But yeah, so it's just so much fun. So what other gigs did you play and stuff like that? Because you said you used to play at Peach Pit and you're doing functions and weddings and stuff now as well.
Yeah,
so
Capital, I think I'd say maybe 10. Like I reckon I just cleared 10. Just always the double events and like big events and things like that. And I had a few of my own with Trav and things like that. And
because you guys used to do back to back and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah. So that's a funny one because how that started was Anton met Anton, like spoke to Anton, and he's like we were hanging out one time backstage, like early days. I still remember walking back up the stairs of the green room, and he turned to me and says like, "When are you going to DJ for me?" I was like, "Bro, like, next week."
Bro. Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, so he booked it in. He's like, he's like 3 weekends from now, I want you to DJ on this date, book it in, boom, boom. And like, I was like, yeah, all right, we'll believe it when it comes up. And then the posts come up because he used to do all the marketing as well. And all the posts come up like Ringo playing Capital. And I was just like, what? And the funny thing was, the Sunday so the gig was on Saturday. The Sunday was Run for a Reason, and I was training for like months with my wife, like doing all that shit, right? And then that came up. I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing that anymore. So all that training went out the window and just got fucked up instead. Yeah, and
How did she treat that? Was she just like, fuck you kind of thing?
No, because she knew I love my music, and I used to go to Capital and network all the time, and I was practicing all the time, and like, I when I fixate on something, I just go for it. And like,
sounds like a good wife.
DJing. Yeah, no, she was.
Sounds like a really good wife.
We were saving for a house, and I'm like, I've got to go out, got to network.
Yeah, got to go socialize.
But no, I was like, from there, so I got my first big gig at Capital, and I always heard Anton talking, and always said the thing that gets you more gigs is from the same venue is the amount of people that come see your gigs. If it was an early gig, tell all your friends, your family, doesn't matter who they are. The more people you have down there, the more chances you have of getting another gig. I remember him saying that. I'm like, and I don't know why, but whenever it comes to Trav, everyone always wants to hang out with, like, go to Trav's things, right? So I was like, and I said to Trav, like, you taught me everything I know. I'd love for you to go back to back with me. And his dream was to play at a club. Like, he wanted to go up into a club. So my first ever gig was at a club. I didn't practice here and there or take notes like the artist last week. He's fucking crazy. A whole year of notes and shit. That's awesome. But I didn't have to do that. Like, I just jumped straight into it. And then I was like, Trav, you taught me everything I know. Like, I'd love for you to come with me. And then from there, we actually got, I think it was like 80 people came down. This is like first night gig.
That's not
Capital.
bad though.
Yeah,
like,
so usually it's like 10 or 15 people for the first hour.
Yeah,
it was like 100 people.
That's pretty awesome. That's
From there,
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, so from that was like everyone. Like, it's like, bring your cat. So like, I was just from there, just got everyone and anyone came down, which is awesome, and everyone turned up, like, because everyone knew how big it was to us and meant to us, kind of thing. And so from there, we got more gigs at Capital. From more gigs from Capital, we moved up, and then just like from networking, so I'd be downstairs at Capital and I'd meet people and just work my way up. And Andre as well. Andre would get me gigs here and there. So I've the big one was I played at Peach Pit for a while, Capital, and then
because that was just after the Peach Pit. Like, it was Squire's Fortune, and then when it renovated, it became Peach Pit. And then you got so, straight away.
Yeah, so got pretty much straight into that, and I'd do a few Saturdays here and there and stuff like that. And then Prince Lane played at Amplify a few times. Last Thursday with Yassi. Sassy, sorry.
Yeah, Sassy. Georgia.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about that before. It's like, I don't know if that's still happening anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that was a pretty good night back in the day.
I'm not sure if they've changed the name or something, but last Thursday, man. Because I remember I played on the Queen's birthday long weekend, and like the last Thursday, oh man, is that the vibe there's sick? Like, it's all the punk rock kind of stuff and stuff. Like, that was a fun night, man. Like, playing there.
Yeah, she did it right.
Yeah, and that was just me like networking, just saying to her like, bro, like, can I play last Thursday? And she's like, yeah, you got it. And just going from there, just going from pub to pub. But my love is private parties. Not so much that I don't like clubs. Like, I love playing at clubs, but like you'd play at a club for an hour and then you're done.
That's it.
And like, it's not that I'm in it for the money, but you do a club for an hour. My taxi from my house is $70. That's the hour gone.
That's
and
exactly
2 hours. That's taxi there and back. So I'm doing it for nothing, which I would have done it for nothing anyway. But it's just like, this is just pointless. So then I started talking to people and working my way up and started doing private parties. And now it just pretty much works itself out. Like, I don't have to advertise at all. We just get gigs.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't advertised.
And do you work for another company or anything like that at all?
No.
Really? It's all just freelancing.
Yeah.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, so like, just go to it's like, you probably know, like, you go to one place and they're like, bro, that was awesome. Like, can you play this? And like, yeah, no worries. And then word of mouth, and people are like, it
just keeps networking like a spider's web kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a period where I did 18ths. I did about 5 18ths in a row. That was cool. Like, 18ths are fun. Like,
they can be fun.
Yeah, but like, I love private parties for the point of you can play for 6 hours instead of going to a club and playing for 2 hours. And like, obviously at a club you can play whatever you want for that hour, and you could literally play whatever you want, and people were vibing it. But at parties, people request and stuff like that. But I don't mind that. If someone comes up and requests a song at a party, I'm putting it on because that song means to that person. They've come out of their way to ask the DJ for a request. Like, I've never done it before a DJ. I've never got to the DJ and request a song. If I can make someone's night, I'm done it. And usually if one person's asked it, that whole group wants it. And then you get a whole group like vibing and they love that song. And then from there, you're like, okay, so this is what genre I want. This is what they want to listen to. And
exactly.
Then you keep it going.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
No, that's why I love private parties. So even like Peach Pit's pretty similar to that. Was like that. You'd go down and someone would request a song. You're like, right, okay. I was told to play like Rufus, but these dudes want to listen to like old school 70s stuff, and then you get all the oldies come up, and it's like, okay, well, there's a lot of oldies here. That's what I want to listen to.
Well, so that's a similar thing as well, because I started taking my whiteboard down to long chims, and I've started doing it at Scarborough Beach Bar as well now, and it's like I kind of thought it'd be a bit dangerous doing it at Scarborough Beach Bar, because just to see what kind of requests I get. Like, I mean, I had to tell a girl, no, I'm not playing Barbie Girl, right? It's just like, I'm not playing Barbie Girl in a bar. Like, that's not happening. But at the same time, is exactly like you said, I get a feel for the crowd, and then they request something like, okay, well, we want Blink-182, or we want some John Farnham, or this or that. And it's okay, so they want old school rock. Yeah. So then I just start going down in that and just seeing how the crowd reacts, and then how everything happens, and make it work. Because
you hit that play button just to give it a glance, like, yep, they're loving it.
Yeah, that's it. They're dancing, they're having a good time. All right, keep that vibe going.
And but you'd test it too. So you'd play like a R&B song and see who and what like it, and you're like, okay, they don't, and you fade it out. So like, let's go back to 70s.
That's it. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's all about being multi-genre.
Yeah, and I love doing that. That's my love. I don't like. I love requests. Requests get annoying. Don't get me wrong, but like I love requests. Like I'll never forget Rovi Rush. I was upstage. Like I'd always jump on stage with him. I feel so bad for him when I was younger. I jumped on stage with him, and this dude came up. He's like, "Hey, bro, can you?" And he was like, "Fuck off." And he was like, "No, can you fuck off?" Like, he wouldn't take requests. But Rovi's good at what he does. And he doesn't need requests. But in that club, you can do that. Imagine doing that at a 21st or a 60th.
Yeah, you do get asked back,
kind of thing. But like, I like requests. Like, and a lot of DJs say don't take requests. Like even like I saw like the Triple J, the request fest. It was like that post going around. This is like request fest is exactly why DJs don't take requests.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I didn't actually dive into it. So what actually was that? So it's just people were just requesting
you just
stuff.
Go on the app and request your song you want, and then they just played it like randomly throughout the day.
Okay, because I remember seeing heaps of like just whack music, the requests and stuff like that.
There was some bangers, man. I had on the guys at work don't like listen to Triple J, so I put it on one day, and man, like I was getting hate. I'm like, bro, this is my song. Like,
they requested, not me. Like, radio.
But it is true in the sense of like, that's why you don't take requests, because this is stupid shit you get. But like you said, someone comes up and says like, Barbie Girl, you're like, yeah, I'm not playing at a bar at 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that exactly is.
When people want it.
Maybe, I still wouldn't even try and play Barbie Girl. But then said like, for example, like, Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 miles, whatever. And it's like, dun, 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 dun. So like, the other week, I got really drunk and took my whiteboard down there at Scarborough Beach Bar, and someone requested it, and one of the staff requested it actually, and I was like, okay, I was like, fuck it, I'm playing it. So then I worked it in, and all the girls are just like white chicks just going. Like the piano thing, they just love it. But it's like, I would treat that as like a cliche cheesy song. Yeah. But then I did it again at Long Chim's when I got fed margarita after margarita.
That's a good song.
It's not bad.
People love the sing along.
Well, that's exactly it. That's what I mean. Like it kind of just slipped through the cracks in a way. Like
you don't really think about it. Yeah.
Because it had its moment in White Chicks, and then it kind of disappeared. But then now it's we should bring it back, kind of thing. But it's all about reading the crowd, and that's what people like. The misconception is like, there are people out there. Well, it's just like playing at clubs. People go out and play clubs, and they want to play just drum and bass, or they want to play house or techno. Which is cool, this or that.
That's the vibe.
That's it, because that's the whole event. That's the vibe. That's this and that. But then when you go and play bars, pubs, clubs, or like weddings or functions, you have to play Bruno Mars. Yeah. But then it's not like. Just seeing people smile and dance and have a good time, that's in a way it means so much more than.
I know. Well, like, go back to again, like you want to play the songs that people want. Like sometimes people request a song and you can make their night. They might love that song. Yeah. But you do tend to not do all the requests because you just can't get to them all, or the BPM is just way out. Yeah. Like, how am I going to fit this in?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Really shit.
I've had that happen quite a few times. It's like I'm at 125 and someone asks for a 70, or like they ask for like an 85 or a 90 song. And I'm just like,
do I double the 120 to 140 for the 70? Like, that's really quick.
And that's it. It's like, okay, how am I going to do this? And then, like I found little like workarounds in a way. Like I might tell you after. Actually, no, I'll tell you a little bit now. So, like, I've gone into the habit of playing stuff like the Austin Powers theme song.
Yeah, I heard that last week.
And so the thing is, like, the reason why I do that, though, is because then it's like 83 or something.
Yeah.
So I can literally just go from like 125 or whatever, drop it down to that, and everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? They hear that like, who the hell's this guy? But then you can actually like manage to get back down to that BPM and then throw in something like Gold Digger or some other track and you keep the flow going in a way.
Well, you can get it into on certain songs when the bass actually drops out. No bass, you can actually have it over on that bit of the song and the BPMs are way out.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Work around
That's it. That's the thing about DJing is like you can make music meld with music in a way. You just gotta.
No, you can. Oh yeah.
It's just practice.
Yeah,
This
like
is-
everything's a practice. Well, I actually don't know if you knew this, but like, so when because Andre would play at Capitol every night at like, what was it, 11, 12 o'clock?
Yeah, it'd be like 11 or midnight till 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Yeah.
So when he jumped on, like I'd be pretty drunk. Like I'd jump on, and because Anton uses controller, Anton uses CDJ,
yeah.
and Andre uses controller. So Andre's on the side using his controller, and the CDJs, and I don't own CDJs. Like, who the fuck has 10 grand?
Yeah, that's it, right?
And like
I know a few FIFO workers that do.
Yeah, like I understand, it's you're a professional DJ. You should have the equipment they use in clubs and stuff. And like, look, if I jumped on one, I could use it. Not as well as I can controller, but I could use it. But I'd jump up without any practice. Like Andre's off on the side, and I'm front and center of the club. People think I'm playing. It's Andre playing, and I'm actually headphones on with both volumes down, but the cues on, just practicing. So it looks like I'm there, but I'm actually sitting there practicing like song to song, and then I would actually like just practice for a good 20 minutes and just like, oh yeah, this is sick. But no one actually knows that I'm actually not playing. And then I would ask Andre like, what BPM are you at? And he'd be like 128. And I would look through Anton's file for 128, find the song, listen to what he's playing, and I'd be like, bro, what about this song? And he'd be like, oh yeah, that's a fuck. Oh no, fuck off, Ringo, you're an idiot.
Well, it's a great, honestly, I honestly think that's a great way to kind of learn your music and actually like to really like get more involved in a way. Because that's what I used to do as well. I just pester Andre and be like, hey, can you play the Who? Can you play this? And like, that's what I do at the market grounds sometimes as well. Where like, I might actually like, because Andre DJs at the market grounds, and then I just hang out and have a few beers and stuff like that, and sometimes become a little bit of a mess, but have fun though regardless. But I'll sit there with my laptop open and I won't be DJing or anything like that, but I might play a few samples over the top and stuff like that. But I'll just like look through my collection with like, hey, what about this song? Or have you played this one yet? Or have you played Sneaky Sound System or this or that? It's just like,
yeah, and he does like it. But like Andre's
well, it's a challenge. Yeah, he's very patient. But it's the challenge as well. Well, not a challenge, but it's just like it's spicing things up almost in a way. Because well, you go on. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So from there, like I'll just practice the only decks I could get right, and then from there, they actually had a Sets on the Beach competition to DJ at Sets on the Beach.
Yeah.
And it's obviously only controller because CDJ because it's at the festival. So I entered my mix and I actually won. Like there were so many DJs that entered and actually.
Yeah, I remember you showing me that. And there's so many comments on that post.
Yeah, man. Like that was cool. Like I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then to go from there and then actually playing at sets, I didn't have CDJs. I was out of practice. I had the mix. I knew what I wanted to do for the hour and had it ready to go. And I remember I contacted was it Michael, the manager at Capitol by the end of it?
Michael,
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember either. The manager or no, I can't remember. There were so many people that worked there.
Well, anyway, what his name was. So he actually, I hit him up and said, hey man, can I come down during the day at Capitol if I buy you a bottle of alcohol and just practice on the CDJs? So the week before I went down and hooked up my mix and played it back to back 3 times, like hour, like back to back.
Really?
Yeah.
In the empty club?
In the empty club. And
fuck yeah.
It's like they actually clean the carpets there, or not Capitol anymore, but they clean the carpets there like 4 times a week or something.
Yeah.
Try and get rid of that smell.
I'm not surprised,
Drink and stuff. Like, so the cleaners are sitting there like, what the fuck's this guy doing here?
It's like, we're just trying to clean.
Yeah, so like I did that the week before, for like 4 hours straight, and then sets is a Sunday. So the Saturday I went down Saturday and practiced again for another 2 hours and got the mix like down pat, like perfect on the CDJs. Because I was like, yeah, went there and smashed it. It was good. And actually got like compliments from the workers, like, oh, I heard your mix was really good. I'm like, yes, thank fuck, I didn't fuck that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like going into like the controller versus CDJs, like, yeah, again, who the hell can afford CDJs? And I saying that, and I still know some DJs like Young Rach. She's a fucking amazing hip hop DJ. she actually owns Seratos and she practices on Seratos, but she did the practicing with the companies that actually teach how to DJ on CDJs, but she actually practices on Seratos, which is awesome, but they're very different. You need to have the backing and the practice that she had on it.
Yeah.
But
well, that's exactly it. It's one of those things. It's like I'm part of this wedding and function group called Envy Entertainment. Shout out to those guys if those guys are watching, Adam Warbrick and stuff like that. But I wanted to get into a discussion because I thought there was actually, there's like a group of like 30, 40 DJs in there. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, surely someone else plays out in bars, pubs and clubs. And then like, we ended up getting into a discussion about that, you know, controllers and CDJs and this and that. But it's like, I made a comment where it's just, you know, Jimi Hendrix, right? You know, he didn't just pick up a Gibson Les Paul and it was just JimiHendrix. He probably played with all sorts of equipment and did this and did that.
Of the cheap, and then worked his way up.
Worked his way up and just learnt how to do it in a way. I mean, like for sure, like if I was to jump on CDJs, I wouldn't be nowhere near as good as what I can do on Tractor.
You're not comfortable.
But the thing is, I'd still be able to properly do it.
Yeah.
But it's still just it's not, you know, I'm not used to it in a way.
Yeah.
But that it's just like it's learning the ropes in a way.
Yeah.
And see, Andre and Anton were always at me being like, you know, you should learn the CDJs. I'm like, no, but Andre plays on Tractor. I want to keep playing on Tractor. Like, you know, if he can do it, why can't I do it?
Yeah, I completely agree with the whole CDJs at clubs because it's just a USB bomb and it's easy flow and stuff like that. But like clubs put out a report saying like they banned controllers at clubs in certain, like I think it was America or something, because they would actually stop the music. Yeah. And then the next guy would have to come on and there'd be no music and it was a pause, so no more controller. I'm like, well, they obviously didn't know how to use controller properly. Because if I ever went to a club, like I played at Amps and I was on the side with my controller, because I'm just comfortable on it. Yeah. I can listen to someone do a mix, they've practiced 100 times and I can do it straight away on the controller kind of thing. And then you get DJs and they're like, oh, but that's just cheating. I was like, we're not here for competition. We're here for music. I don't go, it's like, fuck, bro, like this mix, this guy put this song with this song, like, fuck, that worked. Oh, wait, he's using controller? Shit. Like, he still put the time in and did that kind of thing, you know? Like, and
that's what's so ridiculous as well. It's like the day-old thing of, like, using sync and quantize and snap. Yeah. And it's like, they're all on CDJs, so why can't you use it? Sorry. Oh. Why? Oh, shit.
2 for 2.
Can I go for... No. Almost 3 for 3.
To sync.
Yeah, so like sync and quantize and stuff like that. And the whole thing with that, thank you, Damo. The thing is like with sync and quantize and snap is like it's all on Pioneer equipment.
Yeah.
And if you say that you're using sync, it's like using sync, it kind of makes it so you can do other things. Like, you know, you don't have to like, sure, beat matching by ear is a really good talent. But I mean like, I would say I've kind of learnt that from playing analog rock and roll in a way. Yeah. Because when it's like recorded live and stuff like that, then it's all going out of beat anyway. So you have to keep it in time. Yeah. But when you're playing like house music or techno, just double tap sync so it stays in.
I've never used sync.
Really?
I've never used sync.
So I use it in everything because then I can just try and do something else, like do a mashup or throw some vocals in or.
Yeah, because obviously controls have sync and CDJs have sync too, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like.
I think 2000s onwards, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Press sync and then the song came in and the BPM was so out. I'm like, what the fuck? No, I don't like this. I've never learned how to do it because Trav and I, when we were practicing, we always thought DJs live do their mixes completely live, like sing song to song, which some of them do, but most of them actually pre-record. And even on big festivals, they pre-record. Because if you stuff that up live, like I know they practice and all that stuff, but they'll actually have it pre-recorded. So we never used sync; we'd always mix completely live. And then when you start learning the decks and you start seeing how CDJs work, and then like there's actually a mix on YouTube from Alice in Wonderland when she was at Mixmag. If you watch that set, man, like amazing DJ, amazing producer. You watch that set and she's doing nothing. It's all and she's like pretending to do stuff. But that's just, what else are you supposed to do? Then
it's the image behind it.
Yeah, you can't just stand there like an idiot between songs when it's already mixed kind of thing. So I understand it, but like that's the culture we thought you had to. We got drummed in our head. Our mentality was you have to mix constantly. You have to do this and like. So when we played at Capitol, we mixed it all completely live on the controllers. But like then you get the DJs that like look over your shoulder and see like, you know, what is he doing here and how's he doing that, and it's really intimidating. And it happens a lot to the female DJs. Guys are like just watching over their shoulder like, what are you doing, like how are you doing that. That's like, it. Let them do their gig.
That's it. I mean, if they're playing good music and it sounds good, then what's the issue?
Yeah, I know.
But then like at the same time as well, I have to kind of say like, you know, the kids that go out and record mixes on Ableton, I mean, I have to say it's like that's not a DJ mix
No.
because it's not recorded on DJ decks.
Yeah.
It's an Ableton live mix.
Be a radio producer.
Yeah, that's it. It's like if you're just gonna grab a song and then add a fade out and a fade in, or like chop it and then like just loop it or something like that. That's not DJing.
Yeah,
that's not your skill. That's literally using Ableton.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that so many people do it, and it's one of those things where I guess it's just better to stay quiet and just, because that's the thing with the industry, right? Is you got to be humble, you got to be nice. Like you don't have to be, but you won't last, kind of thing.
I know, man.
And it's not to say like, you know, I don't want to point fingers and I don't want to do this and don't want to do that. But it's just like if you're recording a mix on Ableton, it's like it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But you know, like I got into this discussion a while ago when we got one of our guests on, Benny G, when it's like edits and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, it's the music industry is so diverse. People do different things and this and that and the whole lot, right? But like you know how with some people where it's like what they'll do is they'll only have 2 decks, so they'll have like a song that will be like 3 songs in one kind of thing, but they'll go home and edit it on Ableton and then mash it up and do this and do that just so they can do that. But it's like, it makes sense because you've only got 2 decks, so it's just like, you know, you can't go one deck and then load up another song, play that over the top, and then try and bring that out and then load up another song and then bring that in. But at the same time, it's just like you should just I don't even know where to go with it, honestly, because like as I said, if you got 2 decks, you got 2 decks. If you got 3 or 4, then I guess you can go, okay, 3
or 4, you're
that's it. You can do
bass DJ right there.
yeah, that's it. But it's so interesting where the music's going in a way.
Yeah, I know. But like even like on that talk too, like I was speaking to a DJ and he was like, you have to use CDJ. Like anywhere you go.
That's it. It's prejudice.
Like CDJ, which I agree. Like clubs and stuff, like you know, if that's all they have, you should learn. But like they have a space for a controller, and I can plug in my RCA like straight in, like onto a channel. It doesn't affect anything. But like, and I can do an amazing mix. Like one time when I played at Capitol, Tali, like she hated my guts because I always jump on stage. And after my gig, the best compliment I had in my life was her saying like that was an amazing set. For her, who sees DJs every week in, week out, and like she was very big on the scene, that was like, I kept making her repeat it on the night. Like, what did you say again?
Yeah, can you say it again louder, please?
So the one thing she said was like, don't ever dance again. Like, that's why I DJ, man. I cannot dance.
Really?
Oh,
I see. I'm the same as well, kind of the same. Like when I'm behind the decks, I can dance and have fun and get into it, but I can't dance in the crowd. I can't do it. Like
I'm socially awkward, man. That's why.
It's the same thing.
I'd rather get behind the decks. Like, I can talk. Like, that's what Trav calls me. Like story time with Ringo. Like I just talk your ear off.
Yeah, it's a similar thing as well. Like I can talk and yarn, but as soon as you try and throw me in a crowd, I'm like, I just stand there like, I can't do this. Like
I know, and like I'd rather be on the decks. Like, and I love music so much. Like someone would have a party and they're like, what are you doing for music? And they're like, oh, nothing, because I got all my gear from private gigs and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I'll bring it down, I'll set it up, and then like during the night I'll jump on the decks and like, oh, you don't need to, but I just love doing it. I love getting on the decks and just mucking around on it, and because I just can't dance. I hate it. Julia still tries to get me up. She's like, come on, let's dance. I'm like, I don't want to. She's like, what do you mean you want to dance? I
Come on, you got it.
Very drunk, and then there's a video or something, and I'm like, wow, I'm lanky.
But so that's similar thing as well with me. It's like I have to get extremely shit faced to get on a dance floor. Yeah. To the point where I just like it's
which isn't an excuse. Like you shouldn't get that drunk and dance. Like.
But like let's segue into like liquid courage now in a way, because like, you know, like for example on Friday and Saturday, right? So I was telling the TAFE kids this today, but like on Friday I was playing at Long Chim's and I was playing restaurant music and it was all quite chill and quite nice. Yeah. But then people just kept buying me drinks to the point where I got really, really drunk. And in a restaurant I played like, you know, Better Off Alone by Alice DJ and all these other. They were really loving the music, but I kind of got to when I get drunk, it's like I kind of stop caring as much and just start playing whatever. Yeah. And the thing is, you said something before we started, which is a really good point, where it's like your music taste when you're sober compared to your music taste when you're drunk, it does change. It does. And it like 100%, because when you're at a club and you're drunk up on stage and dancing, like, well, not dancing, but, you know, DJing and stuff like that, then it's like, you just like banger, banger, banger. Let's just like let's just play heavy. Like, let's just get it all going.
That's like when I started DJing, like the sounds bad, I guess, like got into it the wrong reasons. But the reason why I loved DJing was like, oh my God, like, the boss, the manager, comes up and gives you a drink. Tell me another job.
Don't say that. That's not the wrong reasons at all. That's just
like,
some of the perks.
Yeah. So it's just like, man, like this is what it's like. You can have it. Like the man, like I remember DJing at a pub once, and the manager just comes up, and it's like, because I was just fresh out, didn't know about the whole bar tabs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, and he's just like, oh, do you want a jug? I was like, oh, yeah, no worries. And it's like, came back. I was like, how much is that? He goes, oh, no, it's free. I was like, tab. I'm like, what?
Yeah, so when we're a jug of beer for free. Like,
free alcohol.
Yeah.
I can drink, and then they bring up shots of tequila and stuff, and you'd have fun. Like, and I was just like, man, this is okay. I can get used to this.
Yeah, that's it.
And
That's
then
it.
I would like, even like Trav and I would have gigs at Capital. Like we play there, like I reckon 10 times kind of thing, and we'd pre-drink before we went, and then like you said, like, and that's how I practice at home. Like I've practiced for like thousands of hours. Like I had a studio set up at home, which I've now dismantled, but I had it all set up, and I just practice and I just drink. And like I'd have a party, and your tastes of genres and music and stuff from sober to drunk. Like even like I told you, like I didn't want to hire a DJ for my engagement because they're expensive. So I just mixed my own mix, and I just started drinking from the start, did like oldies kind of stuff, and was drinking the whole way through to the mix for 2 or 3 hours. And by the end of it, it was, you know, the pop and kind of R&B songs like mixing into it like really heavy. And it's when people are drunk, they're appreciating it. But when you're early on in a sober, if it's sober, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Well, that's in a way, you kind of like taking him on a journey. Taking him on a journey of you getting tipsy. Yeah, that's it.
Like, even like I've DJed a lot of weddings, and you get the requests. Like I love requests, because you get the idea of what people want to listen to. Because you go to a wedding, and you stereotype on people, and they're like, well, I didn't expect them to like this kind of music, kind of thing, you know. So you get a playlist of what they want, and you're like, perfect, this is what I want. And 80% of the time, you only play like out of like 20 songs, you play like 10 max, because they get drunk and their choice of music changes.
That's it, yeah.
And but I know a lot of DJs like, oh, you shouldn't drink when you're mixing and all that stuff.
Well, that's it. That's the thing with the industry. There's just so much toxic culture, and it's like, it's not to like, no one should promote toxic culture, but at the same time, it's like, you know. Well, it's not even at the same time. It's just no one should promote toxic culture in general.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
And like, if someone wants to go up on stage and get really, really drunk, and they don't cause a fuss, or they don't break anything, or fine line. Yeah, that's it.
Because I heard of, I can't remember. I won't mention the pub, but I heard of a pub that a girl went like, fucked, right, for a gig, and they're like, you're too drunk to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, I'm fine. And then
I know the pub actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the place.
She went up, and she's like, no, I'm fine. And she went up, and she just ruined it. And the manager said, we never want her back again. Yeah, there's a fine line. Like, obviously, you know, you get tipsy and DJ, don't get drunk, like sloshed off your head. Like, there was another DJ actually at another I won't mention, but he went downstairs like off his head on a few things, and he was going to the bar staff like, get me a drink now, like he was Mr. Hollywood, right? And he's like, and again, like, he got so drunk, and he was just making mistakes and stuff, and you know, you don't want to be doing that. You can have fun and have a couple of drinks, but
you have to have that level of professionalism to you.
100%. Like that's what gives you more gigs, and that's what gives you the respect of others. But like we're sitting here like, we get fucked up, but like, you know, we know our tolerance.
That's it. We know how, like, as I said, like, you know, like I was saying as well, it's like Saturday night I had like 6 or 7 Biggie juices, like, and I was like,
like 8%, man.
Yeah, I know. I was wiped out. But the thing is, though, is I've done it so often, and I've played at that bar so much that I just knew, it's like, okay, well, if I play this is going to work, hopefully. Yeah. And it did. Like, you know, it turned into a rave there. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, after, I was just like, okay, Andre has a pizza at Market Grounds, right? I know he's got a pizza, and I've got a 3-liter bottle of water in my car. So I'm going to drink that bottle of water and go eat a pizza, and then I'm going to go home after. But it's like, you have to balance things out, though. Like, because it's like, pardon, sorry? Hire a hotel. That's it. Just go next door and keep the party going. But see, that's like how, like today, how I missed TAFE. I didn't want to miss TAFE, but at the same time, it's like I had such a bender of a weekend that I just completely wiped myself out. And don't you find it's like when we get older, it's like the hangovers do get worse. Everyone talks about it, but it's the truth. Like,
I went out Sunday night, man. I booked Monday off because I know I can't do it anymore. But yeah, I was a wreck, eh? Oh, that's bad.
Got the Saturday just went, or
Sunday?
Oh, Sunday.
Sunday just went. So I didn't work yesterday. I was just in bed, like dying.
Yeah.
I even left my phone in like the ride that I got, left it in his car, so I had no phone.
Yeah.
Could you message me?
Yeah, that's it. I was like, what's going on?
But like that to me, 8 years ago, I would have woken up like, oh, I'm good.
That's
go,
it, yeah.
You know? Like, but it was just,
Just go get a kebab or something.
And like we spoke about before was like, when you have a big gig, like we were out to like 4 or 5 in the morning, and like I would try and explain to Julia, she's like, you're not DJing, why are you going out? I was just like, this person, this DJ and this person is going to be there. I'm going to talk to them and get gigs. And I did. From going out so late, I started my DJ career professionally. And I now get the gigs and the experience that I've got today because of it.
That's exactly it.
Like,
you put the hard yards in and you get the rewards kind of thing.
And I was always networking. And I was like I said to you before, like I had a gig from Capital, and Maddie Wynn wanted the gig, but Anton gave it to me. And I said to her, because I didn't know how to use CDJs that well and I wanted to learn, I said to her, would you be interested in going back to back? And we'll share the gig, and you just show me what you know in CDJs. And I remember I actually went to her house because like, do you mind if we just have a gig and practice? And I went to her house. She's like, this is weird. I've never practiced with a DJ back to back before. I was like, well, I want you to teach me what you know. And that was just networking. And then we became good friends, and we just went through that. And she's really like just
talented.
Skyrocketed.
Yeah,
she's amazing. But like, she's just done what she's done and just taught me what she knew. And I was pretty much live on stage practicing with Maddie like, while she was teaching me, like, and yeah, she wanted, I got what I wanted, and everyone wanted, and then from there you just constantly networking. That's
it. And you just see the journey as well.
Yeah,
because it's like, you know, like the journey, like it's just seeing others from their first gigs. That's what I just like. I just appreciate and just like love just to watch, like going to Capital and stuff like that, and then just like seeing Anton, Andre give people their first gigs, and then just seeing how they progress. It's like Slumberjack, for example, like Slumberjack, some of their very first gigs, freaking Oriental Cravings, like all the big local artists, Empire of the Sun, like
even like if you go on to the other side of it, like festivals. Anton was telling me, Jay Lee, who now owns Palace J Entertainment, who's taken over for Off-World. She's like the queen of festivals now. Anton introduced her to Bales and introduced her into that lifestyle. So from that, like people are progressively going into it. She loved raves, loved going to festivals and wanted to work in the thing, and now she's running it all. Yeah, like just from the culture. That's like everything that people do. Capital was the hub of Perth, man. Yeah, like, that's where and Anton being the promoter that he was, he'd have every and any gig in there, and he would almost have to argue with the staff to get certain people there. And like I said, it was their first major gigs, and he had like Just the Gent there, he's had like Hermitude there, he's had everyone there, man.
That's it. The stories that they've told me, like I'll never forget this story. Like when they got Empire of the Sun, when they first started blowing up, they got him to play there, right? Yeah. Apparently it's like, I can't remember. Can you look up the main guy's name? I can't remember his name, but apparently he had 2 iPads set up, 2 MacBook Pros, right? Yeah. No, not iPads. Yeah, MacBook Pros, right?
I've talk about this on the radio,
man. 2 MacBook Pros set up, and then he just didn't know how to DJ, so he had 2 iTunes set up. So when one song would, that's it. So he press spacebar on the next laptop, and then press spacebar on the other laptop. Yeah. But it's like, look at Empire of the Sun now.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like everyone. Yeah, Luke. I think it was Luke Steele or the other guy, maybe.
Luke Steele was the Perth one.
Yeah. So it probably was Luke Steele then. I think.
Nick Littlemore.
Okay.
Nick Littlemore. Yeah, he's
the other one. So yeah, I think it's
yeah, it might be Luke Steele, maybe. Yeah.
Most likely.
But it's just the experiences though. It's just the things that.
Well, that's the same as Sassy. Is it Georgia? She started out at like, because Ben used to run Thursday, sorry. And
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she took over for him, and she never DJed before. And yeah, same thing. She had a laptop. And then that's awesome. Like, who cares how you play the music? You're playing the music. And she was playing what the crowd wanted, just because she wasn't mixing. And like, obviously, you got to progressively get up to that. But like, that's how she's got into it. And now she's like, well, what was the bar we were looking at before?
Convenience. Yeah, Convenience. Yeah,
we were looking up that. Like, fuck, that's a cool bar. I've never been there before. I'm going to check that out. And we were scrolling down, and there's Georgia. Like,
and she's playing there. Yeah.
Like, it's just like, yeah.
And that's
like,
it. She's stuck in
somewhere, man. And
that's
like,
exactly it.
So many DJs like just put others down for not knowing what, like that's like I said again, like Trav and I, like, we're mixing live on stage, and then you watch other DJs like back from the back behind kind of thing, and they're just not doing it at all, which is it's their mixers, they've done it, but I'm just like, man, why am I putting all the hard yards? But because they got a name for themselves,
that's it. They've built the reputation up.
Which I understand, but like they give so many people hard, like again, like female DJs coming up, and there's so many, which is awesome to see, but they're just like looking over their shoulder, like, well, what are you doing here, and stuff, and you talk to some of them, and they're like just puts them down. Like, you know,
Yeah.
let them do their thing. They're playing music.
That's it. Like we've actually had we've interviewed a few people, a few girls, right? And they've actually said things where it's like, I think it was Ali that said it ages ago, where it's like being the token woman on the lineup, where it's just like literally they were just like, okay, well we've got this lineup, and it's just like it's just straight up sexist in a way. It's pretty ridiculous. It was like, okay, they're all blokes, but we need to have a girl. We have to have one girl. And it's like, just do equal, just do half and half. Do 70-20, I don't know, 70-30, sorry, 70-30, whatever the case is. Like
so many,
or 30-70, like
so many good female DJs out there now.
That's it, and it's blowing up. And the thing is, it's great that they're getting the opportunity to go out and play and do their thing. But at the same time, it's just it shouldn't. That whole thing where it's like, okay, token girl, that just shouldn't exist. That shouldn't be a thing. I know. But it can be a thing, which is just stupid.
I know, it's ridiculous. But like, even like seeing like, so I went and saw Kwame play, right? And the supporting act was Young Rach, like Rachel Goad. And there was a guy that DJ'd before her. And when she got on, oh my fucking gosh, she is a hip hop fucking queen. Like, she killed it, man. Like, I was like, bro, and the crowd was losing her shit. She was like fucking singing every song and getting into it. And I'm like, I want to see her. I don't want to see Kwame anymore. I just want to
see Rach.
It's like the whole, female DJ culture of just one act to cover it and we'll have all guys. That's bullshit. Like, you know, give them a chance.
But that's it. And it's like, it's good. We're making a lot of progress in the scene in Perth and stuff like that with the way things are going. And it's developing. It's just ever changing. And that's what me and Andre have talked about in the past as well. It's like nothing lasts forever, you know, and it sucks that nothing lasts forever, but then it's just like, live it whilst you can. Whilst it's available, just have as much fun as you can, enjoy the ride. And then, you know, eventually we all get older kind of thing.
But then when you're in the heat of the moment, like in those prime times, you're like, this is never gonna end.
That's it. You're just like standing on stage, there's 1,000 people, you're like, yes, this is it.
The next minute you're like, oh, wait, what?
That's it. But it's just the way things go. And it's just like, you know, it's just like how the music industry changes. It's like how Perth is now going through like a massive house scene and techno scene in a way. And it's a good thing in a way. Like, I mean, I'm more of a rock and roll, old school pub kind of guy. I love my classic rock and everything like that.
Time and place.
Yeah, that's it. Time and a place. That's exactly it. And there will always be venues that have that, because Perth is such a weird bubble. There will always be places that have old school rock and roll and this and that and blah blah blah. But then it's just like,
people that know that want to go there for that reason.
Exactly. But then it's like you see the cycle of things where we had, you know, dubstep, rhythm, drum and bass has always been around, but it's like goes and comes back. Yeah, that's it. Like, but that's what I mean. It's like, I used to love Flux Pavilion and Casper and Rusko and all those old school dub artists and stuff. That's it. Yeah, and like Adventure Club and stuff like that. But when you go back and listen to some of those old tracks, like not from the early stages of dub, but like Adventure Club kind of at time in a way, it's like, it holds up, but it doesn't hold up. But then it's like, now it's like progressed to literal noise, and Excision's just like pioneering and just pumping out like rhythm and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's the whole headbang culture.
But it's like the alcohol industry. Like, it always had just like one beer. It was like same as they only had one genre. Now it's spread out into so many genres. Every single person likes certain things. It's awesome. Like, there's so many people loving it for a reason. That's why he's making so many songs and getting so popular, is because people are loving it. There's a frame for it. It's sick.
Well, that's it. And that's one thing I've actually kind of realized the other day as well, because I actually watched the David Bowie biography. I found like a 1 hour biography on YouTube, and I think it was between like the 70s and 83 he released, like, I think it was 70s, or it was like 70s to 85 something. He released like 25 albums or 20 albums or something like that.
Well,
but you have to be influential. I mean, obviously that's back then when there's no internet, no this, there's no that. But it's like, you know, with some of the great artists we've got out and about in the Perth nightclub scene, like shout out to Flash Cult Harry if he's watching, where it's like him and Gnarly just keep pumping out bass tracks, and they're fucking bangers. Man. And that's the thing, it's influencing the scene.
One thing that sucked to see, man, is like, it hurt my heart, was Oriental Cravings breaking up. And
that's it.
I would see them at like they had a competition at Connections, like awesome club, and they were like front and center, like the main band. Oh my god, man, they were so good. I know they have different approaches on their career now and stuff like that, but man, that sucked to see them break up. And they made some good mixes.
That's it, yeah.
They're good guys too.
But once again, it's like we all get older.
Yeah,
and
man,
life
yeah.
happens sometimes.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know, people get wives and people do this and people do that, and then they buy houses, and then I'm not. You're not an
That's all
example.
me, man. Like,
Yeah.
you came in my life.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to use you. Like, you are an example. You're not an example.
Yeah.
You're still party boy, right? But it's just that's what happens, though, right?
Yeah. No, it is. Everyone grows up and moves
Yeah.
on.
But it's like I kind of said this to Andre a while ago, but it's like, you know, we finished at Market Grounds, and it's like, so like for me, the years between when I was 20 and now, like I'm 28 now.
Yeah.
It's like, would you look back on your 20s and say that you had fun, like you had the time of your
Yeah,
life,
exactly.
and like you achieved everything you wanted to achieve? Probably not. I mean, you didn't achieve. You know, you didn't get to own a Lamborghini or a Ferrari when you're 25 or whatever. Like, you know. But the thing is, though, when you look back and go, okay, well, between the ages of 20 and 30, the things I did achieve,
And the things that build your character as well.
then build you into who you
Yeah.
are, that's happiness in a way. Because,
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I know. You have these people that just sit at home and do nothing, right? You know, and just build their money up and like, oh, this person, they've got a house at 24. Like, oh, that's really good, but they're
yeah,
a shell of a person. They have no,
in a way,
no communication or
it's
skills.
controversial to say that,
Yeah,
but
like,
I do agree,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, not everyone.
Of course, yeah.
There are like, you know, people who earn good money and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah.
it's like you meet these people and they just have no communication or skills. They just don't know how to talk.
That's
to
it.
crowds.
They technically are a
And
shell,
it's
yeah.
just, yeah. It's just like that sense of the shell, but like it's just like
But that's it.
that makes me feel better because I went out and partied a lot.
Yeah, that's it. And that's exactly it, right? It's like, you know, we're party boys, and being party boys is like looking back and it's like, I remember the time I did that, and
man.
like it's
Yeah.
like it's like what Trav said about you as well. It's like story time Ringo.
Ringo.
But the thing is, though, is like, you know, if you go and do I don't want to sound bad, but so if you go and do the same job day in, day out, over and over and over again, it does get repetitive. But
Yeah.
if you go out on the weekends and go exploring, camping, traveling, this and that, or whatever the case is,
Yeah.
then you've got stories and you've got experiences and you learn along the way and you do this
Yeah.
and you do that, and it's just one big adventure in a way.
Yeah, well, that's like, so I'm actually a vehicle spray painter by trade. I've been painting for 14 years now.
Yeah.
Working for Dean at Greaves. And it's like from there, I've given it a break because, yeah, like I said, it's repetitive. Like I'm just painting cars. Now I DJ on the weekends and it breaks it up. I feel at ease, like
Yeah.
zen almost, because I can actually go out and DJ and like release it all and just have a great time.
That's it,
And
yeah.
I'm getting gigs every weekend, doing everything I want to do. And then, yeah, still going out. And like we said, like, you weddings are one of them. You finish at 12 o'clock, get home at like 1, 2 o'clock, which isn't too bad.
And the
But-
money's great, the food's great, the
Yeah.
alcohol's great.
Yeah. So like the Sunday, I never do. I always tell Julia, I was like, Sundays are my relax day. And
Yeah,
I
that's
do
it.
nothing.
Kick my feet up and just chill.
Just back in the capital days, I would get home at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning kind of thing. And I've just learnt in my brain that Sunday is relax day. We do nothing. She's like, oh, can we walk the dog? I'm like, it's Sunday.
Yeah, that's it. No walkies today. Like,
Yeah, but you
taking
need-
it easy.
You need the break from your life to do what you want. If you want to party, you want to party. Like my thing is I want to DJ. Like even if like I'll go out like to a friend's thing, like I said, and I'll offer to DJ just for free. Like I'll DJ for you. Oh no, we want you to have fun. I'm like, I am having fun. Like even like I got a few friends' weddings doing. I'm basically losing money doing their wedding, but they're like, oh no, we want you to have fun. I'm like, I am having fun. Like this is what I want to do. This is my gift to you, kind of thing.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly like, I've said that on a few different podcasts where it's like, I just want to DJ till I drop, honestly.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because like, just, it is such an experience. Like it is just, I can't put words into how much fun it is, right? It's like when you go and do a wedding, but you make their night. They have the best time of their life,
Yeah, man.
and you make like their wedding night special.
Yeah.
Or you go and play at a bar, and then someone comes up to you and says something like, "Oh, I got married to this song. You've just made our night," or whatever the compliments that come in, or whatever happens. It just gives you
does, man.
just like that warm feeling in a way, just to go like, you know, I've made someone else have a great night tonight, had a great time, and hopefully they'll come back next week. Hopefully, you know, socialize and network and do whatever. But at the same time, it has just been such a ride. Like, and that's also the thing about drinking as well. It's like, you know, even if you do drink a bit too much on a Saturday night and you kind of like have blobs of memory where you don't remember and stuff like that, and people are still having fun, at the same time, it's like if you're hungover on a Sunday, like, you know, like what you were saying about Capital and stuff, you just look back on last night and go, yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
So I remember what happened. Yeah, right, it was worth it.
Yeah. I remember little bits, but I remember I did this though, and I did that, and I haven't done that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. That was lots of fun.
Yeah.
And that's the thing as well. Like, that's where, I mean, we can dive into the mental health almost as well.
Yeah.
Like I refer back to it all the time, and I have to send this to Genga. But Genga is the coolest guy ever because he came on and we had this massive discussion about like, you know, like I've said it in the last couple of episodes, but if someone breaks into your car and you're having a shit week and you go to work and you're a DJ or you're in hospitality, you have to put a smile on your dial.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, people see that and go, well,
feed on it.
that's it.
Yeah.
They feed on the energy, the vibe, overall. And the thing is, it's just like, you know, it's like I've had a weekend where I think it was ages ago. I talked to Harry about this forever ago downstairs and I actually managed to pull it up. I think I DJ'd something like 25 or 26 hours in 3 days, right?
Yeah, I've seen your posts and shit, man.
And it was nuts. Like Monday, I didn't leave my bed. Monday, I was like, nope, Uber Eats, just that's it. Like, I'm not getting out of bed, right? But the 5 or 6 gigs I had on that weekend, right? I just look back on it, it's like, that was
awesome.
So much fun.
Yeah.
And that's like what I was talking to Damo about earlier on yesterday, I think it was. And also my brother, like I used to play the streets of Fremantle. And like when I played to the streets of Fremantle, I was just like in this little windowsill. This bar was paying me to DJ from Sunday so I'd finish, midday. Yeah. And then I did an 11.5 hour set there once, midday to 11:30 p.m. right?
Yeah, people dancing in the street.
Yeah, it had like a street rave. Damo was there for it. He can back me up for it. But the thing is, like, it's not so much, okay, like I managed to start a street rave, but it was like when I got to go and play there and it was like 2:00 and there's some old lady across the road and I'm playing Dire Straits or Donna Summer or something like that. And then she does like a full on like a spin and just keeps like dancing off to doing whatever she's doing. But it's like, I've affected her day. Yeah. Right? She's had a fun day now because she's just walking past and she's hearing music from her history.
Well, again, that's why I love DJing weddings. People are like, you know, like, oh, that's what I'm going to do when I retire. But like, I enjoy doing weddings. Yes, you have the same 300 songs and you don't deviate off that playlist. You have a few little things, but it's the feeling it gives me when you play people's songs that they want, and then they have first dance and you're playing the song to their first dance, and like you're the one controlling the music, and like, you know, you're seeing people love these songs and they've got these memories coming up and they're doing like the waltz and stuff like that with all their friends. Like, that's this things they remember. They never remember the DJ, like, given, but you did that. Yeah. You made that happen. And like you said, like, and the thing I love is too, like weddings and shit, when kids come up and request a song, I will play that shit straight away.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They remember that stuff, man. And like, they're like, oh yeah, they played my song. Like, it's usually really, really corny, but they loved it. Like, like you put a smile on that kid's face, you made his night. He felt like, I remember when I was a kid and you'd go to like the ice cream shop or something and you'd want to be the one that pays, and they would completely ignore you because you're a kid and you're like, you know, like just knowing what that feels like and making that kid's night. Yeah. That's the things I love about like weddings and also weddings. Everyone's in high spirits. Everyone's in a good mood. And yeah.
Well, it depends on the wedding. I've been at a wedding where the best man got punched.
Damn.
Yeah, that was insane. Like, yeah, it was nuts wedding. Like, all that happened was this guy rocked up and he was friends with the groom and this and that, and then they all ended up getting drunk and it was a bit bogan, and then a punch got thrown. He got dragged out the front and the shit kicked out of him. The wife got involved as well. The wife was just like trying to break it up. And it was just like, wow. And then when the wife got back, it was like, okay, you can go now. Like, like, fuck.
Oh, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, because I've had a wedding for a good friend of mine, Elliot. I did theirs, and they had a van with like the alcohol kegs at the back of it, right? And they came up to him at about, I think it was 10 o'clock, saying, "You're out of alcohol. You need to get more alcohol." This is in Swan Valley, past 10 o'clock. There's no bottlers. Yeah. And the best man and 2 groomsmen were like, "Yeah, we'll go get it." And they shot off to get alcohol, not realizing the bottle was closed. They were gone for an hour. They tried to do the first dance, cake cutting, all that stuff, and they weren't even there for it. They had to wait for them to come back, and everyone was pissed. And the whole like that was probably the worst wedding I've been. No one got punched. Yeah. But just seeing that and like you're like, crap, like, and then everything fell apart from there, because then they actually had a full keg, but they were trying to like just make sure they had enough and stuff, and then everything fell apart.
That's the thing, is sometimes not everything can go as planned.
Yeah, they never do. Weddings never do. But then they're like the only part of the night was you. you. I was like, oh, thank you.
He's like, oh, thank you. I just wanted to refer back to Capital as well once again. So there was this time, I think you were there for it, but it was so funny. There was this guy from America, and he rocked up, and instead of having the DJ decks as A, B, C, D, right? He unplugged everything, right? So it was A, B, C, D. So he unplugged all the RCAs.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then he like tried to plug it all back in, and then he's like, it's not playing music. What's going on, right?
Yeah.
And then I think it was Jay, who was doing the lighting at the time, had to run down and be like, what the fuck have you done, right? And it took him like, because the music kind of stopped. It was like one song until I finished, and then it's just like, okay, so this guy has literally just unplugged all the equipment. But that's the thing, it's like, oh, where was I going with that? I was going to say, it's like, you know, you can have good times, you have bad times, but I guess it just...
Yeah. Well, I got set up by a guy at a pub. I was using controller, because again, like, you know, whatever. And I was using controller, and the dude came up, this manager, staff dude, was just like, oh, you're not using the CDJs. And I was like, no, bro. And he's like, oh, do you mind if I swap it out for a 2000 then, because we need this one in another room? I was like, yeah, no worries. He put it there and didn't connect it. He just put it there, right? Yeah. And left it. And then the next DJ came up, and she was like, oh, yeah, no worries. Like, cool. And it wasn't playing, and she thought it was my fault. I'm like, I didn't do anything. Because I'm just got the dude with the controller, like, oh, controller again. I'm like, yeah. So the dude just didn't even set it up, because obviously you couldn't tell if it was playing or not. Yeah, that was embarrassing. But yeah, it was just like everyone's eyes on you. It's like, why isn't the music playing? Yeah.
See, I was actually telling this story to this Envy group the other day as well, where Edison, I got to do like the very first night that they opened, New Year's Eve, and that guy that we were talking about before, who ended up getting locked up and stuff, he was playing before me. Yeah. But he actually spilled alcohol through one half of the DJM, and it still kind of worked, right? Yeah. But then the funny thing is what they didn't realize is when they actually built Edison, they ran the speakers off the fridges. Oh. So what would happen is you turn the music up and the fridges would dim, and then the speakers would sound like 92 kilobits, like shit in a way. So it's like, it was New Year's, we're supposed to do a countdown, and it's like, you can't crank it. People were coming down, looking around like, I'm just trying to turn it up. And it's just sounding like arse. And like, sorry? But you can't help it sometimes. Shit can get out of control.
And you would have got blamed for it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I didn't get blamed for it because I explained it's like, okay, a guy before me tipped alcohol through the DJM. Luckily, the owner was there. Yeah. And I told Linda, and I was like, you know, this is what happened. But at the same time, it was just like, fuck.
Well, that guy you're talking about had a bad rep there. Like, yeah, I think was that New Year's?
Yeah, New Year's.
Yeah, so that was the night I was talking to you about, like, about him. He was, like, super rude to the staff and all that stuff, and they said, don't want him back ever again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that night, because that night he got me a gig at New Year's Eve on the new foreshore. So I played New Year's Eve on the foreshore.
I remember. Yeah, because he came from that, and then he came. Yeah, then he went there, played his gig.
He was there, and he was listening to my music. He was like, yeah, fuck this. And then he shot off to do that. But that was the whole... Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was a pretty full-on gig. It was very interesting. But yeah, so... Yeah.
We have some comments.
We have some comments? Anything from... Here we go.
Kate Thompson.
Oh, Kane. Yeah. Kane messaged me the other day. Do you remember Kane?
Kane.
He was like one of the head bar staff guys.
Kane, bro.
Yeah, he was the coolest bloke to hang out with.
Man, Kane.
I remember back in the...
He worked at Edison, eh?
Yeah, he worked at Edison for a while, and he was also an amplifier and stuff.
Him and I, because he worked his way up, and he was Edison manager, right? Him and I used to hang out all the time, man. He'd come down and be like, bro, what's up? Like, yeah, him and I used to talk
He
a lot.
was so good.
So much so, like, I remember, like, I went to a tattoo convention, and they had a whiskey bottle, like, realistic picture of it, right? And he is actually an artist, like he paints.
Yeah.
I still haven't collected it from him if he's still watching. And he was like, I've painted you the whiskey bottle, like for you to have. But he moved up to like
down to Rockingham or Mandurah or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Man, he's a fucking cool dude.
But it was just like, I remember as well, like we'd go downstairs, and it's like in the corner, like he'd get up on top of a couch, and in the corner on top of like one of the cupboards right in the back, there'd be like a bowl, scissors, and there'd be like a little bit of bud, and we'd just sit there chat in the green room at Capital, just like roll a sneaky jack and go out the back. So much fun back in the day.
Yeah, man.
It's like you go downstairs and you don't expect that. It's like, nah, I got the equipment. Everything's good.
And Joel Johansson, he's my gig buddy.
Oh yeah,
he's coming. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, nice. Shout out to Joel, and definitely shout out to Kane.
When did you write that?
He said at the beginning, 7:40.
Oh, shit.
Joel?
Hopefully he's still watching.
Oh, yeah, Joel sent it at 8:15.
What's the time now? Is he still watching?
8:53.
Oh, surely he's still watching.
Yeah. Well, we've got like 10-15 minutes left anyway.
Richard Robinson says, hey guys,
Yeah.
it's just a gents as a vibe.
Yeah. Just a Gent is pretty banging.
This is very kingly.
Yeah.
Kane again with Miss talking shit with you boys in the green room.
Yeah, see, he knows. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that Just a Gent thing, man. When I was at Sets, so Sets on the Beach is I've got DJ there and like work there and shit, and then just go on party with the Bales. It's on the 24th of March, the Sunday. My birthday's the 25th of March.
Oh.
So Just a Gent, I've met Just a Gent a few times to the point where he was playing at Capital actually.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
was
I remember
"Bro,"
that
and
gig, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I remember you. So for that, I was like, oh, man, goddamn. So yeah, so Just a Gent, backstage at Sets, I was like, bro, like it's actually my birthday. Like, do you mind during your set saying happy birthday to me? And he's like, yeah, bro, no worries. And I thought, Just a Gent, he's not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's just a Gent.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man, he killed it back in the day. So I was like, yeah. So anyway, halfway through his set, he's like, happy birthday, Ringo. And there's actually a photo on my Facebook, I think it is, of me jumping out on stage, like just arms in the air and everyone cheering me because Just a Gent just said
That's
happy
so
birthday.
cool.
To me. Like, yeah, that was he's a fucking cool guy, man.
Yeah. Back in the day, like, I mean, I'd love to play at clubs again. Well, I'd love to try and get into that vibe and that situation, but I mean, Perth's changed, don't you think? Like,
Yeah, it has.
yeah, like the bass music in the scene. It's just like it's doing its cycle. Maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. But we just have to wait and see. In a way,
Yeah.
it's just.
Well, like I haven't gone out in a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, you came to Market Grounds the other week,
Yeah,
and I
man.
was so hammered when you came and saw me.
Yeah, so that was Joel's partner's birthday, Luana. So I was out with them, and they said we're going to Market Grounds, and I don't know why I had like an instinct. They're like, sure, Andre plays there. So I messaged him like, bro, you got Market Grounds? And he said, yeah. That was so much fun, man. Like Market Grounds, that was good, and the vibe and the music and stuff was so good.
Well, it's just like a mini nightclub there.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to the art group. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
They
man.
really know what they're
like I said
doing.
before, man. Like I've got friends, like my mate Brett. He goes there, and that's it. Like that's his go to. And I was like, well, I haven't ever been there before. For some reason, I thought it was a rooftop bar. I don't know why.
Yeah.
The photos make it look like a roof because the roof's so fucking tall.
That's it. Huge roof. You got to come down more often.
I know, man. I need to go out and about more. But I've got gigs every Saturday, man. And then
Yeah.
Friday night, like I don't want to get wrecked. So I got a gig on the Saturday kind of thing, and yeah.
Well, even if you just came down for like a beer or something like that, you don't have to drive.
I know,
drink.
but I live in Seven
Yeah.
Grove, man. Like it's like
Forever ago.
40 minutes.
Everywhere.
away. Like every time I used to play Peach Pit like quite regularly, and it was an hour drive. I'm not joking, an hour with traffic on a Saturday to get down there and
Yeah.
back. So that's why I ended up renting out the Scarborough apartments because I'll just stay there. At least I can have a couple beers as well, and then stay the night. And then
That's it. Yeah.
we started doing all that, and then so the other week actually, when we had that second wave of COVID, I was meant to DJ at Scarborough Beach Bar.
Yep.
First time, because I loved this. The Scarborough, man, I grew up in Scarborough. Like all me and my mates, like Eddie and that, used to always go down and go to the beach every weekend down to Scarborough. And then so I'd go down like Scarborough Beach Bar, like fuck yeah, I want to play there. And then COVID hit for the second wave, man. I lost it. Like
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, I was supposed to ask you this before it's an infrared exclusive. So next week I've got a wedding on.
oh yeah,
Do you want to cover me?
yeah. Next weekend, let me check. My
Yeah,
calendar.
yeah. Check your calendar. Next week Saturday. I was supposed to ask Andre. Who was
Well,
like,
like this Saturday coming. Or?
no, the next one. So I'm telling Andre after this.
Live exclusive.
Yeah, I'm definitely telling
What's
Andre
the
after
date
this
for
that
it?
it is I think it's the 22nd. Where are we?
I mean, yeah, I don't have anything on the 22nd.
It is we're in June, right?
May.
May. Come on.
I'll get back to you. I don't want to say live on air, yes. Because
Yeah, that's it.
I need to ask my calendar, aka the wife,
Mm.
because she knows everything. I got my gigs. I'm a good gig.
Oh, it'll be the 29th, actually. Yeah, so next week, Saturday.
Oh, nah, I can't do that. You know why?
Why?
30th is my wife's birthday.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that's her weekend, bro.
Yeah, can't do
no,
that.
I can't do that. Sorry, man.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
Yeah.
Infrared exclusive.
Yeah.
Gotta
No, but,
find someone else.
Yeah, wedding wise, man, I try to do wedding once a month because people shit on weddings. They're like, I'll do weddings when I retire and stuff like that. But like, it's a lot of work. You have consultations, you meet up with them, and you have to do all the dance side of it and stuff. And I kind of like want that month just to be one wedding, so I can actually focus on that one person.
Yeah.
Because you even have like brides, because obviously you want everything organised, and you have them hitting you up saying like, "Oh, hey, when are we meeting up?" And I was like, "I've got a wedding on this date. I'll meet up with you after that date because I don't want to cross hairs over to like different gigs and stuff like that, different weddings, and just So I try and keep it separate. But like when I DJ or do anything, I always put 1,000% into it.
That's the way to do it.
Focus into that one gig to the point where even Trav and I, we DJ at a friend Tony's and James's wedding, and they wanted music at the ceremony, and then from the ceremony into the reception, and we only had 2 sets of speakers, right? So we took it all there and like played it, and then moved to the next place, and all our friends are there, and I'm like trying to impress them. I'm focusing, like getting it all done right, and I'm setting everything up, and Trav's just standing there with a beer, like talking to someone, like, "Oh, hey bro, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, Trav, please, can we just set this up?" Like, and I get so pushy, and I hate myself for it. I get so pushy, man, and I'm like, dude, can we just do this, and then we'll do that? And he's like, "Bro, like, calm the fuck down." Like, I can't help it. It's just me. Like,
No, I feel you that 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I'll rock up to a gig 30 minutes early just to make sure I can set up and get everything going, and then I'll go get a beer and chill and just do whatever. Yeah, like, man. I do that at Scarborough Beach Bar. Like, they have acoustic at. It used to be that I would actually play at 7 o'clock, and acoustic would be on until 7. Yeah. But I would get there at 5 o'clock sometimes. Yeah. And I just get there and be like, okay, so what's the vibe? What's happening? What's this? What's that? Yeah. Just hang out.
Yeah, because then if it's a new place, you play that too. You can get the management and see what they're
That's
doing,
it.
What they want
like
and stuff.
Infrared exclusive, I should be playing at the casino soon, right? And if I play at the casino, I'm gonna try and literally get there. So it's gonna be interesting because I'll be playing at Scarborough Beach Bar first. Hopefully finish around 11 o'clock. Yeah. Go straight to the casino at like 11:30, 12, and then play at 12:30 until like 3:30.
Oh, nice.
And so the thing is,
what bar?
The Groove Bar.
Oh, the Groove. Oh shit! Like between the live bands and stuff.
No, it's after the live bands, from what I've been told, and I can't wait. But the thing is, I've never played at casino before.
That's all old school, man. You fit right in.
But the thing is, like, how do you apparently have to get like your baggage checked and all sorts of stuff and all this other stuff, and you have to go to like through an underground area where the security guard has to check you and everything. So I'm gonna get the guy to show me during the week and be like, okay, so this is what I do. Because the last thing you want to do, like, have you ever been to a gig and been like, okay, so where's the bar? Like, like where is it? Like,
where's the toilet?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna need that bad boy.
That's it. Like, I've actually rocked up to a venue before and then it's not the place. And it's like, so I'm not DJing here. Oh, no, you're playing at that place. That's like 2 streets down. What? Oh, shit. Like, half an hour to get there. All right. Like,
well, I had one the other week, like, not so bad, but like whenever I play on a boat, like boat parties and stuff like that, you know, it's usually the deck parties, the private functions. They're like, I'm on this boat, and I'm like, no worries, just send us a photo of the boat because there's so many boats on the Swan River. And then I had I think it was 21st, I think it was, or not? Yeah, 21st. And then he's like, they were talking to the mum, and she was like, we're going on a boat for my son's 21st, and I was like, no worries, I can do that, cool. And I was like, send me a photo of the boat, and it was the Crystal Swan, man. The big glass one. I've always wanted to play on there, man. I was so excited. Yeah, that was a cool party. That was like an Italian themed thing. Like, and I had like the blackjack tables and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Like, and it was just playing in it, and the management was so cool. Like, yeah, it was a good vibe.
But that's what's so good as well, because then you go and play at a venue like that, and you give off a good vibe in a way, and the staff like you, and then you probably come back then way.
Yeah, well, I've had that a few times with wedding venues. I'll DJ there, and then they'll be like, "Do you have a card?" I don't have cards, but they'll be like, "Do you have a card?" And I was like, "No, bro, just word of mouth." But like, it's a good feeling when the management comes up to you and is like, "We'd love for you to play again here and do that and stuff like that." It's good fun.
Yeah, that's it. It's like there's a cricket club down in South Perth, Foreshore. Applecross Foreshore kind of thing, Melville Cricket Club, and like I just played 1 gig there and they liked me, and then I got to play 4 more gigs through there.
Well, that's like Trav's got a footy club.
Yeah,
they just did 1 gig and now he does it every year for them, kind of thing. We did a the Perth motorbike show. It's at the Pets. It's in like Canning Vale, like the big dome thing there. Yeah, they used to have a band playing, but they wanted a stupid amount of money, and they asked us to play it, and we're like, yeah, bro, we'll give it a go. Now we're a resident every year. Like, we do it every year there.
And that's awesome. Sick, right?
Like,
yeah,
it's so good. Like, you play all the bogan tracks and everything. Like, like, I love that shit, man. Like,
but it's just like cars and bikes and all sorts of stuff,
like,
right?
You get to walk around, have a look, like,
that's it.
And then we actually do the MC. I don't mind MCing, so we do like the MCing. We do the trophies at the end, like, so cool, man. Like, and just new venues and stuff. Like, I love playing new venues and stuff.
See, 1 gig I really wish I got back again, but I just never heard back. was the Chili Fest.
Oh man, fuck, that was so
And
good.
it was so much fun. I got literal free chili shit, like just sauces and stuff like that. And it was just like, just going and walking around, and like, okay, what's the spiciest thing I can eat today, kind of thing, and
Well,
just
yeah,
exploring. Like,
I did the truck show, the truck show. I did that up in Byford a couple of months ago.
yeah,
Yeah, that was so fun, man. And
Yeah.
they actually hired like a full sound guy, like did the whole thing out. And just for me to play that, I had, I think 6 or 7 people coming up like, do you have a USB for this? This is so good. I'm like, really? That's sick. But like, you walk around, see all these trucks, and my stepdad actually has all these trucks, so he came down with his boss to set them all up and shit. And I'm looking at him like, well, that's a cool. I don't know the truck. That's a cool ass truck. Like, I wouldn't have ever
that's
gone
it, right?
if it wasn't for the gig.
yeah.
And like just stuff like that, man. Like, yeah, I love.
That's
man,
exactly
kids
it. I would have
like-
been the exact same thing and be like, I'm at a truck show. This is
Yeah,
fucking
like-
sick.
like-
But like, I only know Mac trucks. Like,
yeah. Oh, that was the main one. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, like it was so cool. Like I have another gig, but it's actually not confirmed yet. If he's listening, confirm it.
Confirm
for-
it, guys.
Yeah, for a punk rock like pool party
Okay.
in at the Indian hotel.
No shit.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
how fucking cool with that. I love punk rock, man. That's why I love playing last Thursdays.
Mm.
Imagine playing like all the old school like Green Day and all that shit again, man. And
Yeah.
then, like he's like, so I want like punk rock and Sticky Fingers in between. I'm like, bro, that's my vibe. Like, let's get this happening. Yeah, like random stuff like that, man. That's so cool. Like,
But that's it. It's a similar thing with me as well. There's a group called All Time No Money where I do like emo punk nights for,
yeah.
and they've actually managed to get the that convenience store for it for the next event. So it's like I get to go and play at that new venue, and I'm like, I'm super excited.
Oh,
Even-
man, I don't even know where that is. I want to go. Man.
Yeah, no,
Let
it
me know
looks
when you're playing,
awesome.
man. I wanna
Yeah,
check that
100%.
shit
Yeah,
out.
definitely come down because it'll be on a Friday night, and then I'll
Oh,
drag you.
yeah.
I'll be dragging you to Market Grounds after because that's what I usually do. Like, I'll either go to Market Grounds beforehand, go hang out and have some pizza, or I'll go there after and just do whatever.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that sounds sick. That's what I want to do. But yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should probably wrap it up because we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Damn.
You got to come back on. We got to
Yeah.
hang. We got to hang out more often.
For sure.
And reminisce over old times.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see where we're at in 10 years.
See, yeah. Kids, house. You know. We'll see what happens.
More cats.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 100 more cats. Yeah, I'm gonna have like 9 cats. I'm gonna be that guy that's just holding the wine glass, being like, "Yeah, my life's good."
Well, my wife was never a cat person, right?
Yeah.
I got a cat. I always grew up with cats, and then she loved cats. And now I've got 2 cats,
Yeah.
and then she keeps showing me all these adopted cats. Let's get another cat.
Oh.
So now she's a cat person. So
Yeah.
I love it. But it's just
Well, cats are good because you just feed them, you give them water, and they just do their own thing.
yeah, I know.
in a way.
When they want affection, they come up.
Yep.
Mostly whenever you get home, and it's great.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then with dogs, like dogs are great, and they're like man's best friend, but you can't really go on holidays or anything because you got to take them with you and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
like,
we've got the dog too. We've got a husky.
Yeah.
Merlot.
oh, really?
Yeah, she's
Nice.
a sick dog. But yeah, we've got friends that live down the road, like Ben and Tanya, so we go drop it off there and
Yeah, house sit.
because they have a dog as well, so we swap over and stuff.
Yeah.
no.
But that's it,
But
right?
I know what you mean. It's like having a kid, man. It holds you back having a dog.
Mm.
Cats, like someone just go there and drop food and they're good to go.
Yeah,
Get
that's
an
it.
automated feeder, man. Like,
That's exactly it. Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up anyway. Thank you so much for coming on, Ringo.
no worries, man. Anytime.
No, it's been good.
Yeah, I know.
It's been really good. And cheers, Damo.
Yeah, cheers, Damo.
Cheers. Yeah. Alrighty. And so I can't remember who we got next week, but I'll announce it soon. Yeah.
So we got announcements waiting.
Yeah, there you go.
Were you
Announce
meant to
it.
tell him beforehand?
Yeah. We did make that agreement, but all right, nah, fine. All right, fine. So, oh shit, my boss is coming on next week, actually.
For the weddings.
Yeah, weddings and stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so can't actually wait to talk to him about that because he's from Brazil, couldn't speak English,
Yeah, right.
bought a plane ticket, came to Australia, learnt English. Now he does weddings and functions and bookings and the whole lot.
Damn.
And I would definitely say he's up there in like the top 5, top 10 wedding DJs. So
Yeah, right.
like he does all sorts of stuff. And really cool dude. And it's just 2 of them. So it's a guy called Gabriel, and a lady called Karen. And they've treated me so well. I'm so like, I love their company. They've just helped me, and I've just done my thing, played music, and it's worked. So I'm really happy with that. So
Yeah.
can't wait.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday. All right. We're going to wave at the camera. Otherwise Damon will get at me.
Yeah.
All right.